Hi guys, welcome back to Street Law with your host Ainemba Wazi. Today we are talking about letters of administration. In the Central region they call them ebaruwa z'obuyinza. In Western Uganda they call them ebaruwa z'obwebembezi, others call them empapura. What are these letters of administration? This is authority from court that enables someone to transact on behalf of a deceased. Ideally, you are able to further the business of the deceased, to help the beneficiaries share the estate of the deceased, or to continue the business of the deceased. This means that without letters of administration, you are not supposed to transact or to do anything pertaining the estate of the deceased. In fact, that is criminal. It is called intermeddling with the estate of a deceased person. Police will take you on for that. So it's better to first get your letters of administration, and then you can go ahead to share, to continue the business of the deceased, to do anything. Who then can apply for letters of administration? If the person who died was married, the priority is given to the widow or the widower. And then if they are not suitable, we can go to the children. Please note that all the children of the deceased have an equal right to apply for letters of administration, irrespective of who the firstborn is, who the heir is. Customarily, all the children have a similar right to apply for the letters of administration. In isolated cases, we can now get to the family, to the friends, to creditors of the deceased to apply for letters of administration. Now, the procedure can either be short or very long, depending on that first step of agreeing on who should take letters of administration. With very large families, especially where we have very many children and different children from different mothers, we have seen a lot of disagreements on who should be appointed as an administrator of the estate. But for as long as that decision has been made, the procedure is then simple. You get your death certificate from NIRA, National Identification Regulatory Authority. Once you have your death certificate, then go to the Administrator General's office and open up a file. They will charge you a very small fee. When you open up a file there, the Administrator General will convene a family meeting. This family meeting is to confirm who the Administrator General should give the certificate of no objection, or rather, who should be the administrator. The administrator can be one or two or three, depending on what the family resolves. The Administrator General can hold or convene this family meeting either at their office, or can refer you back to the district or the parish where the deceased lived. This is to avoid so much error, because at the parish or the district, the deceased was known much more there. So the room for error is so small on who the actual beneficiaries are, what property they had. But all this is in the wisdom of the Administrator General, either to convene the family meeting right in their office, or to send you back to the parish or the district to hold the family meeting. So once the family meeting has been held and an administrator or administrators agreed upon, the Administrator General will now issue you with what we call a certificate of no objection. By now you are halfway the process. After you have gotten your certificate of no objection, you can now move to court. If the value of the estate of the deceased is 50 million shillings and above, you're going to file your petition in the High Court. If it is below that, you're going to file your petition in the Magistrates Court. This court we are talking about is in the jurisdiction where the deceased lived. By jurisdiction, I mean the area where the deceased lived. If the deceased was staying in Mbarara, then you are going to go to Mbarara High Court or the Magistrates Court in that particular area. Once you have lodged your petition, you will get a notice to advertise your petition in the newspaper. The court can either direct that you advertise in both an English newspaper and a local newspaper in that area where the deceased lived. After you have advertised, 14 days after that, you make a return to court. You take back all your documents to court, and court will carry out an identification to identify the people that applied for letters of administration, to look at them physically, to look at their documents before they can issue the grant of letters of administration. Once they have identified you, court can either sign the letters of administration that very day, or they can be signed later and you will pick them. When you have gotten the letters of administration, if the deceased had businesses, checks to sign, if they had certificates of title in Ministry of Lands, if they had bank accounts, labor to introduce yourself to all these entities. You write to them that I'm a bearer of letters of administration. You attach a certified copy to your communication. They will allow you to transact on those things, on the bank accounts. Ministry of Lands, for example, register your name on that certificate of title as an administrator. So bear in mind that from the day you get letters of administration, you have 6 months within which you should render an accountability to court. They call it an inventory. You need to update court on what you have so far done. If you have distributed anything, if you have collected properties of the deceased, if you have identified more beneficiaries, you make an accountability sort of to the court that gave you letters of administration. If you don't, that can be a ground for revoking your letters of administration, among other things. That's it for today. I hope this has been very helpful. Please let me know. You can comment. You can ask me anything. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. Until next time, bye-bye.